Hello and welcome back. This is where we have got to so far, and it is where the computer is asking us to give a number of coins to put in this pile variable. We have a variable called win, which is set to false, and we'll see how that comes in to play later on. We have a list called choices, where we've got values 1, 2, and 3. And essentially we have these two functions where we have, once we've got our pile, it will convert it to asterisks, and then down here we are asked to give our choice of how many we're going to take out of the pile, 1, 2, or 3. There is a check here which will say if we're not putting those numbers in, we're going to get a reply saying we need to put in 1, 2, or 3, and we are going to get a check to see that we are not taking out more than what is already there. So if we have a small pile of coins such as 2, we cannot take out 3. So that's what we've done, and that involves the user. But what about the computer? Well, we need to go and put some code in for that. Now, to do that, you need to make sure that you are underneath where it says game starts here. And you've seen from our first video that the user starts the game, then the computer comes in, then it's the user, then it's the computer. And there's some repetition there. So wherever we see repetition, we can put in a loop. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start with a hash, and we're going to say loop for main game. So once we've essentially set everything up, what happens within this loop will continue until we finish the game. Now, how do we know if we finish the game? Well, we'll keep going while pile is more than 0. So providing there's something in the pot, we'll keep going. And then we're going to have the computer start making its move. And the first thing it's going to do is it's going to tell us that it's thinking. So we're going to print the word or the string thinking. And why do we do that? Well, it's to add a bit of drama. So it's introducing a delay to make the game more exciting for humans. How do we do that? Well, at the top you can see that we imported these libraries of time and random. So we're going to start using the instructions or the commands which are found within the library of time. So to do that, we put in time dot, and here are all of the things that we can do with the time library. Now what we want to do is to use the sleep method, and that's basically going to cause everything to pause for a period of time, such as 2 seconds. So we're going to see thinking for 2 seconds and nothing else is going to happen. And then we're going to want the computer to start choosing how many coins it's going to take out of this pile. So to do that, we need to create our function. So move equals, and here is our function, comp underscore move, and we're going to be passing in that pile of coins. So let's go and create this function. So we'll go def, and we're going to call it comp underscore move, and we're going to check the val. So it's the same numbers going in, but we're simply putting a different word in here. And in this one, we're going to be using instructions from the random library. So n, if I just write it in to start with, random dot choices. So right here we have, and you can see at the top now that random is highlighted, we're saying for the computer, go into this list of choices, go and choose from this list. But your choice is going to be completely random. It could be a 1, it could be 2 you take out, it could be 3. But whatever it is, it's going to be, that number is going to fall into this variable called n. Okay, underneath that, we could put in a comment. Now, I want to put a comment in, not with a hash, but I want that to be a comment of at least 2 lines. Now, I could put a hash for each line, but that might get confusing. So I'm going to press the apostrophe once, twice, 3 times, and then press the return button once, twice. So you have 3 apostrophes at the top, 3 at the bottom, and everything that you can write in here is seen as a comment. So the choice method in the built-in random method is one approach return for randomly selecting one item from a list. Okay, so that is all a comment which the computer does not read. Underneath this though, the computer will start looking at it. So what we need to put in is while n is greater than the check val. So obviously it needs to have this value in order to go into this while loop. So that's why it's up there. If this number is more than the check val, then we will create a random number. N equals random dot choices, and it will return that number, and we should be fine with that. Let's put that here, and we'll want to make sure there's a bit of a gap. Okay, so all is well. Now down to here and into our main loop, and we want to, now that we've got this information, is to put in the following: print computer says it will take whatever was in move. Okay, so let's have a look what that looks like. So what we've said is this: we're now wanting the computer to play its part in this game. So within this while loop, so this will keep going whilst we have coins in the pile. The computer is going to think for a couple of seconds, giving us the impression it's thinking about how many coins it's going to take out. When we come on to this line here, we have this function called comp move, and we're putting in this number of coins in the pile. And that number goes up to this function called comp move, and it's just simply given a different name, check val. We have this random function where the computer will choose from the choices list a number at random, and that's going to be put in the variable n. To get into this while loop, it needs to make sure that n, whatever that number is more than what is currently in this pile, in the check val pile. If that's the case, we have a random number generated, and that number comes out of this function and comes into this word called move. the computer will then say, okay, it will take whatever that number is. So let's have a look and see how that works. Here we are. We're going to put in our number. We're going to take out our number. The computer is thinking, and it says it's going to take out 2. And you can see that it is constantly regenerating that because we are in a loop. So we're going to fix that in the next video. So thank you for watching. Our program is most certainly developing, and we are going to complete it in our final video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.